Everything you try to force breaks: the plan, the timing, the connection, even yourself. You hold it tighter, and it slips faster. You think effort will fix it, that if you try hard enough, push long enough, bend far enough, it'll work. But it doesn't. It cracks, quietly, then all at once, because life wasn't meant to be grabbed, it was meant to be held. Gently, like water, like wind, like someone you trust, not control. But somewhere along the way, you learn to grip, to chase, to force outcomes that were never yours. You learn to fix what didn't ask for saving, to explain what didn't need words, to hold on when everything inside you said, let go. The truth, it's not strength, it's survival mode. It's fear, wearing structure, wearing strategy, wearing doing your best like a mask. And that mask is heavy, heavier than failure, heavier than starting over, heavier than silence. So maybe now, you're ready, not to quit, but to stop forcing, to stop performing, to stop dragging life behind you like it owes you something, because it doesn't. Life was never yours to bend, only yours to meet and move with. So here's a question. What if peace doesn't come when everything fits? What if peace comes when you stop fighting everything that doesn't? Let the door stay shut, let the silence stretch, let the plan fall apart. If it's meant, it won't need to be pushed. If it's real, it won't require pain. If it's yours, it will stay without your grip. And if it doesn't, then maybe letting go isn't loss, it's return. Back to breath, back to stillness, back to you. You've been moving fast, pulling things forward, dragging people along, fighting time like it's your enemy. But maybe that's why you're tired, why things feel stuck, why peace doesn't stay long. Most of what we call progress is just pressure in disguise. And most of what we chase doesn't even feel right when we catch it. So what if the answer isn't more? Not more effort, not more pushing, not more forcing it to fit. What if the answer is less? Less control, less expectation, less noise. This isn't about giving up. It's about letting go of what's never moved with you, so you can finally move with what's meant for you. Let's go there, not deeper into resistance, but into rhythm. Let's see what happens when you stop demanding life to happen now and start letting it happen right on time. Forcing feels like strength, but it's not. It's fear, wearing control like armor. You try to make it work, that plan, that job, that person. You adjust, you wait, you hope, you say just one more try. But deep down, you already know it doesn't fit. Some things don't need fixing, they need releasing. Some doors don't need knocking, they need walking past. The Stoics knew this. They called it living in accordance with nature. Not your nature, but the nature of things. If a river turns, don't dam it, move with it. If the fire cools, don't reignite it with your breath. If silence lingers, don't fill it. Feel it. Most people force because they're afraid to wait, afraid to not know, afraid to trust the slow. So they push and push until what could have been whole cracks. You don't need to chase alignment, you need to stop resisting it. When it's right, it flows. When it's wrong, it resists. You don't have to fight that, you have to listen. Like puzzle pieces. If you shove the wrong one, you ruin the image. Not because it was the wrong piece, but because it was forced. So breathe. If it's not unfolding, maybe it's not meant to. Not yet. Or not ever. Stop pushing. Start listening. Start feeling what fits instead of fixing what breaks. Acceptance isn't surrender. It's strategy. It's wisdom. It's knowing where your hands end and where the world begins. Most people confuse control with power. They think if they can force it, they win. But that's not strength. That's panic in disguise. The Stoics knew this. They didn't try to change what they couldn't touch. They focused only on what they could command. Their thoughts, their choices, their response. The rest? Let it fall where it may. You can't control the storm, but you can stand still inside it. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to float. Acceptance is not passive, it's active clarity. It's waking up and saying, this is what is. Not what I wish, not what I fear, what is. And from there, you move, calmly, cleanly, without drama. People will say, but if I accept it, I'm letting it win. No, you're just refusing to fight what was never yours to conquer. Some things won't be fixed. Some people won't come back. Some situations won't resolve like movies. And that's okay. What matters is that you remain intact. Let the world twist. Let the outcome surprise you. Let life unfold, not on your terms, but in its own rhythm. You'll suffer less, not because life is softer, but because you stopped arguing with reality. So don't force, don't flee, don't fold. Accept. Then, accept, with grace, with silence, with power that doesn't need noise. Some things don't break when you let go. They break when you hold on. Too long, too tight, too far past the moment they were meant to end. You call it love, you call it commitment, you call it doing your best. But maybe it's just fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of being empty-handed, fear of starting over. But here's the truth. The longer you hold what's already broken, the deeper it cuts. Letting go is not weakness. It's surgery. It's clean, precise. It hurts, yes, but it heals. You're not supposed to carry everything. You're not supposed to fight forever. Some battles aren't won, they're walked away from. The Stoics didn't cling, they practiced detachment. Not because they didn't care, but because they cared about the right things. So ask yourself, what are you gripping that's already gone? What are you saving that's already spent? What are you building on ground that no longer holds? Maybe it's time. Time to stop rehearsing a conversation that won't change anything. Time to stop hoping they'll understand when they've already shown they won't. Time to put it down before it puts you down. Letting go is not the end, it's the space between what was and what can now begin. So loosen your hands, lift your shoulders, exhale. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Let go or break. But whatever you do, don't stay stuck. Most people react, not because they understand, but because they can't sit still. The noise outside is nothing compared to the noise within. You open your phone, check the feed, play something just to fill the quiet, because silence feels like confrontation. But what if silence is clarity, waiting? Stillness isn't laziness, it's vision. The Stoics didn't act on impulse, they watched, waited, moved only when it mattered. They knew. A still mind cuts deeper than a loud one ever could. Try it. Turn off the music, close the tab, sit with the thing you've been avoiding. Let it surface, let it speak. Let it sting if it must, because underneath the noise is you. Unfiltered, unperformed, unedited. Stillness sharpens the blade, silence tunes the signal, distance brings back focus. When the world shouts, don't shout back. Lower your voice until only the true remains. You don't have to respond, you don't have to explain, you don't have to be seen, you just have to see. Clearly, quietly, fully. So pause, not forever, just long enough to remember what's yours and what never was. Let the stillness clean you, let the silence carry you. Because only when the dust settles do you see the ground. You've pushed long enough, held long enough, fought long enough. Now, let go. Not because it's over, but because it's time. Time to stop managing everything, fixing everything, explaining everything. Time to sit in the life you already have and let it move without your hands, without your grip, without your fear. You don't have to force peace, you just have to make space for it. You don't have to chase meaning. You just have to clear the noise so it can show up. The Stoics never rushed. They didn't beg the future, didn't argue the past. They just showed up exactly where they were, with calm, with clarity, with presence. That's not laziness, that's power. The kind that doesn't shout, the kind that doesn't need attention. Just stillness and truth. So breathe, let go, and trust that life knows what it's doing. You don't have to build the river, you just have to flow in it. You don't have to write every chapter, you just have to live the one you're in. Let the plan change, let the people leave, let the timing slip. If it's meant for you, it won't need to be forced. If it's real, it will arrive quietly, completely, without resistance. Let life unfold and meet it unarmed.